Yeah, it's just excruciating loss. Really tough there at the end. Just standing in here as all the guys came through, watching a lot of great Trojans like this guy right here. Come up that tunnel for the last time, man. Emotional time. There've been so many guys here that have, I think, have paved the way. They have invested in this program. They've shared in our journey to continue to build this thing. And I'm proud to have coached them, proud to have had these guys, throughout this journey. It's kind of a mixture of guys like Jaylin that have been here for a long time, and then some guys that kind of chose to come in their careers here with us. But the appreciation for them is long-reaching, and I told them in the locker room as this thing goes on and climbs, that they've always got to look back on it and know that they were a part of it, and they were. It's true. And so appreciative, man. Been appreciative to coach this team through this regular season. It's been a really, really fun team to coach. We battled today like we have all year. We just didn't quite play good enough, obviously, in the second half. And I gave ourselves some chances right there at the end and tried to stay aggressive. And obviously some plays just didn't go our way. But give credit to Notre Dame. It's a good football team. It was a good football game. Proud of this team. We'll regroup here. Obviously get our bowl assignment. Get into some of the development with our young guys and get ready here for the final game of the season. So that would go questions.
Quinten, you've made clear you expect to compete for championships with this program. You finished 6-6 this year. A lot of fight on this team, also just a lot of struggle to close games. Just what gives you confidence? What gives you the faith that this program is heading in the right direction and found to fulfill that vision that you had in front of you?
Yeah, I'm not going to, this game finished, 20 minutes ago. All right, so we got time to go here. I know there's time for that. I know I get to answer all those. That's part of being head coach, so I don't shy away from it. But this is about this team and this moment. These guys that played their last game here at the Coliseum. I could sit up here for an hour and talk about the things that I know are happening within this program. I could rattle off all the stats. I could show you the facilities. I could show you recruiting. I can show you the staff. I could go on about that for now. I just don't think it's the appropriate time right now.
On the first interception, was it a miscommunication where James looking for a back shoulder, Kyron was going to the corner?
Yeah, I haven't seen on tape. It obviously turned over so quickly because, we had the ball back right away and needed to go down and score again. So, we checked into a play. We tried to be aggressive all night. We made a bunch, Jaden gave our guys a chances to make a lot of one-on-one plays. And, it looked like we weren't quite on the same page, and the corner got his eyes back and made a nice play on the ball.
And what that video how that affected our game?
Yeah, I thought Quinten and Brian came in and did some really good things. So I don't feel like we were like, oh no, Woody's not there. All of a sudden we can't do these things. But listen, Woody's been our best offensive player this year, and so to sit here and say that losing him didn't affect it, it affected it some. Although I thought our backs came in and still had some really big plays. But you never want to lose a guy like that. So
Jaylin, I know you didn't.
Yeah, I thought we hung in there, made some big plays in the first half. Obviously had the 2 turnovers, which at the time were massive. But we just didn't do a good enough job against the run. Period. And I think that was, to me, kind of the story of the day was, we didn't defend the run as well as we have been. And I thought that made them, pretty multidimensional. And then, we had a couple opportunities to make some competitive plays, both defensively and offensively there in the second half, and they made a few more of them than we did. So certainly we've made obviously massive progress defensively in every way that you can measure it, but certainly today wasn't our best.
Lincoln obviously not happy with your overall numbers this year, 6-6. At the end, when you address the players, do you talk to them as much as a football coach, as much as a life coach, telling them about life in addition to football after a game like this?
Yeah, you do, and it's you got a big responsibility here, man. These are transformational years for these guys. These guys go through a lot on a very public stage. They put their heart and soul on the line, and I think my message to them is like, you can't. This team has put their heart and soul on the line. Like that's anybody that has watched us play, you cannot deny that. It is, and to go through emotionally what we have and still continue to do it, like you can't question this football team. There's times we could have played better, sure. There's times we could have coached better. Yep. Did we miss some opportunities? Yes, we did. we laid it on the line every single week. And my message to the guys was, you continue to do that in your life, you continue to do that in this football program, the things you want will come. And that they needed to walk out of that locker room with their heads held high. If you quit, if you give in, if you crack, if you fall apart, then you ought to walk out of that locker room with your head down. This team has no reason to put their head down. I've said, I'm proud to coach this team. I'm very, very proud to coach.
Jaylin, I know you guys didn't get the win, but for you, what was it like just running out the tunnel one last time, putting on that jersey, being a Trojan kind of one last time as a player?
It's surreal, man. I just remember being like moving in to the village like yesterday. So I mean, I feel like memories. It all didn't hit me yet, to be honest. But I just look back at all the memories and the tradition, that culture, everything that SC stands on. Like I love everything about USC, and it's just blessed to be a part of this, and blessed to stay on. What I'm saying, just have the opportunity to showcase and be here. So.
Lincoln, why through all that this team went through this year, do you feel like they never once cracked in your eyes?
Well, I think number one, I think there's some really strong leadership in this program. We got some really high quality individuals. I think this program means a lot to the people in those locker room, in our locker room. The challenge of building and bringing this thing back with all that's changed and continues to change. I think this group really cared about one another. They really didn't want to let each other down, all sides of the ball, the coaching staff. I mean, you coach long enough, you're going to be part of teams at times that don't win some games, or you go through some tough moments. And the majority of the time that I've been through that, at some point there's some finger pointing, there's some dissension, like there's something as a head coach that either I had to do as a head coach, or I watched other head coaches do when I wasn't a head coach, that like they got to go get in between that or stop it. Like that never happened with this football team, not one time. And that's why I knew like every week we were going to show back up and we were going to keep rolling. And I knew we'd have a chance to make a run there at the end. And obviously we really wanted to get all three of these. So I think it speaks to, what we're building, speaks to the quality of the individuals in that room. And you gotta first learn how to fight and learn how to scrap as a program. And I think this team, did that, and we'll continue to grow from it. We're going to get better, but it's one hell of a place to start.
Jaden, you've kind of been through the gauntlet of emotions, for these first 3 games as USC starting quarterback. What have you kind of learned about yourself, your ability to navigate the highs and lows? How do you evaluate just these final 3 games for you?
Yeah, that's a lot to learn from for sure within these past 3 games that I've played. Obviously, can't turn the ball over in these big moments like that and let the team down, especially the seniors. But I'm grateful for the opportunity that Coach gave me. So, looking forward to it.
You were also a big part of the reason why we had a chance to win that game, so make sure you remember that too.
Like building on that, what did you learn about Jaden over the course of these 3 starts?
He's done a good job. It's not an easy situation to go into, especially when you're playing 3 good programs, three good defenses. I mean, there wasn't a gimme on that schedule, and so especially the way he played today. I mean, that's the best we've played offensively all year. That's a really good defense that we did some pretty good things against. So I thought he stepped up, played some really good ball. Was impressed how he handled the whole way and how he handled our team in terms of being a leader and being a steady presence, and that's what that position has to do. And I thought he answered the call.
One more. Lincoln, what you saw today from Notre Dame, are they capable of making a run in the playoff?
Yeah, it's a good football team. I think it's the teams that we've played against here in the first 2 years, it's probably the most complete team. Notre Dame team that we've played is certainly probably the best offensive team that they've had, in my opinion, in the last couple of years. So they've done a good job. I know there's a lot of other good teams out there, but I give them credit. They do a really nice job, and we'll see what happens.